Hello everybody and welcome. This is your friend and astrologer Gretchen Heidel. I'm here tonight to just jump on Facebook Live and Instagram Live, and I'm going to be putting it on YouTube as well, to talk about a big astrological thing that is happening over this weekend into the beginning of next week. And I wanted to make sure everybody was aware of it because it is causing a lot of stuff to be stirred up. And of course, we need to know about these things. So if you're just joining me when we're on live, go ahead and comment below, like and share with your friends, and make sure that you post your astrological sign, because I love to hear what everybody's astrological sign is. So welcome everybody. Woo! We just had a big week. I'm sorry I didn't post as much this week. We're here. I'm here talking about the end of July 2022 into the very beginning of August 2022. Hello, Amir. Welcome. Hello, everybody joining me here live on Instagram. Welcome. Go ahead and say hi so that I know you're on, and post your sign. So we just came off of having the big new moon here this week. It's July 28th, 2022. That was on Thursday. It was in the astrological sign of Leo. Hey, Julie. Welcome. Almir, Taurus with moon in Cancer. Yes, welcome. Oh, yay, Sarah, Leo in Vermont. Welcome. Yeah, Sarah, this was your new moon. Hey, Hans, welcome. Yeah, so Thursday was our new moon, and I'm broadcasting live on Friday the 29th, but I'm going to be going over this week, and it's very important what's happening in this last week here as we finish out July 2022 with a bang, really. I mean, it's a really big stuff going on. So we had that big full moon, new moon, which I'm just going to cover really quickly, even though it was yesterday at the time of this broadcast. It's still, the reverberations of it are really powerful. It was 5 degrees Leo. It took place on Thursday, July 28th, 2022 at 1:55 p.m. Eastern time, so earlier than that if you're out on the West Coast. And so it was a big new moon. I keep saying full moon, new moon for Leos. So that is all about pride and, wanting to be seen and being a little bit adventurous and fiery. It's a fire moon. Hey, Marianne, welcome. So we have that very Leo energy. However, and the reason why I'm talking about this is because this leads into what we're going to be dealing with over this weekend. On the same day as the new moon on Thursday, which was at the time of the broadcast yesterday, Mercury formed a square with Uranus on that day. And so a lot of people are like, hey, it's the new moon, but I kind of feel almost like it's a full moon. It's kind of contentious. It's kind of been a little bit crazy. My nerves are on end. I cannot tell you how many 911 emergency astrology calls that I got over this week. Fit me in, please fit me in. I'm having a crisis. I'm having something going on. And this is why. So I just want everybody to be aware, because I do feel that it's helpful for all of you, and even for myself, to know that there is a bigger thing happening. Like, what is the bigger thing? What's the big picture going on? And that, because I'm a big picture kind of girl, so I like to know what's happening, and maybe you guys do as well. So if you do, go ahead and like and comment, because it's really good. Hey, Iris on Instagram, welcome. Miss Aries, hello. So yes, new moons are usually new beginnings, new fresh starts, and all the new, wonderful, new, right? New moon is new moon and new you. Like we say, new year, new you. It's new moon, new you. Except this, and that's true for this particular new moon. And it was a very positive new moon, and it was good for, things that were happening and new beginnings and fresh starts and all that. And like I said, it was on Thursday, 1:55 p.m. On the 28th. However, we had that Mercury forming a square with Uranus. Now, Uranus is the planet of upsets, unexpected events, shocking things, the shock waves going out into the world. And Uranus is going to keep on being active, not only on the day of the new moon on Thursday, but it's going to keep going and keep going into the weekend. So We even had Mercury formed a square with Mars this week, was on Tuesday on the 26th. And why am I talking about this week? It's already passed, right? Because it's leading into what we're going into. So what we are going into, just so you all have a heads up, is we are going into a triple conjunction between the north node of the moon, Uranus, and Mars, and this is all going to take place in the astrological sign of Taurus. So please listen up, especially if you're a Taurus or Scorpio, because you will be in the heart of all of what is happening. However, we will all feel this, and we are all affected by this energy, especially if you are, like I said, Taurus or Scorpio, or one of the other fixed signs, Leo and Aquarius. They're going to be feeling that, Leo and Aquarius as well. Or if you are one of the other earth signs, Virgo or Capricorn. So because it's highlighting the earth element, and it's highlighting the modality of the fixed signs. So a lot of us are going to be feeling, and that's going to be like the people that feel the strongest. But obviously in your personal astrological chart, you'll have to look to see where is Taurus. 18 degrees Taurus, and then you will know exactly where this triple conjunction is coming in and taking place, all mixed together. All the astrological energies are converging into one. So what does this mean? Let's break it down. So Uranus is the planet of upsets, unexpected events, the wild card, the curveball, the left turn, all the different words that you can use to describe Uranus. It can be inspirational. It can be fun. It can also be destabilizing. Uranus is shakeups, literally. We often, when Uranus is active, we will often hear about an earthquake or a tsunami or a volcanic eruption, because again, the earth, it's shaking. Something is a shakeup. Now, most astrologers write or talk about Uranus as being a malefic planet, meaning naughty or a bad planet, or a planet that kind of is a harsher energies. And that is true, obviously, for sure. However, I don't always think of Uranus as being horrible, because it is also responsible for eureka moments, or light bulb moments, or sudden epiphanies, or sudden ideas that come into the brain very, very quickly. And so I don't classify Uranus as being a naughty planet. Uranus can for sure create some shenanigans, and it's the wild card. It is accidents, things that happen unexpectedly. But I always say that you could unexpectedly win the lottery, which, by the way, tonight is the drawing for the largest Mega Millions, the third largest in history. I think it's 1 point something billion. Okay. Dollars. Okay, so, and that doesn't surprise me that it's because Uranus is surprises, right? So it doesn't surprise me that this is happening, and that's going to change 1 or 2 or 10 people's lives permanently. I mean, if you win that kind of money, that's going to change a lot of things. So Uranus is those sudden light bulb moments, that sudden eureka, suddenly life changes. And so we're going to be having a lot of topsy-turviness going on with that. So the other component to this triple conjunction, because I told you there's 3, there's Uranus, then there's Mars. Mars is the god of war. Mars is energy. It can be aggression. It can be demanding. It can be, get it done. Mars is very physical. Mars likes physicality. And so we have Mars added to the mix, but I also say Mars is also classified as a malefic planet, a naughty planet. But I always say Mars is also energy. I mean, Mars can push and push and push and drive and want us to get something done. So when we have Mars into the mix, that's giving us some extra energy. And then we have the north node of the moon in the mixture. Now, the north node of the moon, out of the 3, is definitely the most, I guess, positive. And so one of the key words that we use to describe the north node of the moon is your destiny. What are you meant to do in this world, in this lifetime? The north node of the moon is, where are you headed? What are you meant to do here in this lifetime? And it's also known as a karmic node of the moon. So it really gives us some direction here. And so when you add up all these three, what you get is maybe a change in direction. You know, I mean, with Uranus forming a conjunction with the north node of the moon, it could be a change whether you're choosing the change or the change is kind of thrusted upon you. There's still change in the air. This is like a lot of change making. And you might be thinking, what am I doing here? What do I want to do? And how do I get there? And all of a sudden it's like we're taking a left turn or a right turn unexpectedly with Uranus, which is the wild card, you know. And then we have Mars, which is like, how do I act on this? What do I do with this information? Because Mars likes to be very active and very physical with whatever Mars sort of works on. Now, if you are also, Uranus rules over the sign of Aquarius, Mars rules over the sign of Scorpio and Aries, primarily Aries, the ancient ruler of Scorpio. So we have a lot of signs that are affected. You can hear I'm listing all these people, all the signs. So if these are your astrological signs, you're right in the heart of this thing, especially Taurus and especially Scorpios. But Aries are going to feel it. Like I said, Aquarius is Leos. You know, there's a lot of different signs that are affected by all this. So I want to give you some perspective here. Mars and Uranus meet up once, roughly every 2 years. A conjunction, by the way, means they're right on top of each other, okay? So the north node of the moon, the Mars, Uranus, they're all right on top of each other, 18 degrees Taurus. So they meet up, Mars and Uranus meets up once, roughly every 2 years. So the last time they met up was at 6 degrees Taurus back in January of 2021. 2021. Was that 2021? Yes, I think so. So it's roughly a year and a half, 2 years. Then the next one coming, the next conjunction between them is going to be July of 2024, and that's going to be 26 degrees Taurus. So you can hear they're all happening in Taurus. Why? Because in the bigger picture, Uranus has been moving through Taurus from 2018, and it will be going through Taurus all the way until 2026. So Uranus and Taurus is taking a long time, and then it's going to be meeting up with Mars, and then this year, actually in a couple days, it's meeting up with the north node of the moon. Now this Uranus and the north node of the moon are the two slower out of the three. They're the two slower. So they've actually been conjunct for a couple weeks now. We've been feeling this energy for a few weeks. So even though the peak of it is this weekend and getting into Sunday and Monday, that's the peak of when they meet up. We've been feeling this for like the last half of July. And I've had a lot of people calling me in, like I said, in crisis, because plans are changing and things are shifting, and oh my gosh, I was going to go here and now I'm going to go here. And what do I do, Gretchen, and all those types of things. And that's basically, it's a big time to sort of reevaluate this change in plans. If you are experiencing this energy hardcore in your chart, things are shifting and plans are changing and all that type of stuff. So when it's coming to a peak, so just so you know, Uranus is going to form a conjunction with the north node of the moon, the peak day, maximum day, okay? 100% of the energy on top of each other is going to be July 31st on Sunday, 2022. And then when Mars and Uranus meets up, peak energy, exactly on top of each other, is the very next day, August 1st, 2022. So we are starting August with a bang, you know? I mean, just Mars and Uranus together could be an explosion. I'm just saying, like, it's explosive energy, this energy with those two kind of combining together. That could be quite a lot. Now, the last time that Uranus and the north node of the moon even met up with each other was actually March of 2007. So when just Uranus and just the north node of the moon, when they met up, was 2007. So that's the last time we felt this. And if you think about it, 2007, you know, we were starting to go into a recession, and there was like financial crisis and different things. And the last time they met up, all three, like they are right now, in Taurus, was actually in 1855, between March and May of 1855. That was a long time ago. And there were a couple riots back then. There was a Cincinnati riot. I did some homework for you guys so you know about history. You know, the Cincinnati riot was 1855, March. There was the Portland Plum Riot in actually Portland, Maine. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I never heard of that one, but that was also at this time when Mars and Uranus came together. There was a riot then. Pluto was also involved during that time in 1855. Pluto, thankfully, is not going to be involved with all this hot mess going on right now. So thankfully, that's good. Because more Pluto is involved, the more violence increases. However, it could still be contentious. I'm just saying, with Mars, the god of war, and Uranus like being kind of wonky, having those two coming together could produce a little bit more contentious energy for sure, like I'm just saying here. But the big thing that kind of happened was Mount Sinai Hospital kind of came together and formed in the middle of all this, actually on the exact date in 1855. So it's not all bad stuff, you know. I mean, it is you know, our destiny. You know, when we think of the north node of the moon, we want to think about what is our destiny, where are we headed, and I think having some of that higher mindedness and really what's the big picture, you know, like what's the big picture here, having that destiny and the crown chakra of the higher mindedness is definitely something that we want to keep in mind. What's the big picture? Because you know, we can fight the battle, right? With Mars the god of war involved, we can fight the battle, and we can win. What do they call it? You win the battle but lose the war. Have you ever heard that expression? Well, that's basically what you want to think of. Like this weekend, as we get into this energy, kids are gonna act up, pets might even be a little naughty, like, you know, loved ones, we might be getting into a fight, stress fighting, because people are a little bit on edge. Uranus is not the most patient type of planet, and neither is Mars. Mars is not patient at all. Mars is definitely not patient. It's the opposite of patient. Somebody on Instagram said, Liza, anyone else getting tons of static on the audio on Instagram? I don't know. Guys will have to let me know if it's just her broadcast. I think Iris is on Instagram. Maybe you could tell me. But yeah, I hope you guys can hear me okay. Somebody said lots of travel happening for them. Great. Yeah, so I mean, so getting back to this could be a little contentious. Oh no, somebody is saying there is static. Oh, I do have a fan on. I never thought of that. Yeah, I guess Instagram is hearing static from a fan that I have on. Sorry about that, guys, but thank you for saying that, because I will know. Gosh, it's all the way across the room. It is a fan. I apologize. So anyway, so I have fans. Yay! All right, so anyway, so some of this energy is contentious, and what I wanted to say about, instead of winning the battle and losing the war, with the north node of the moon, you want to have the bigger picture. Why are you doing this? What is the thing you actually want? Keep your eye on the prize, and that way you don't get lost in the battle, and then you can win the war, okay? Instead of fighting the one little thing that you're going to be, possibly encountering this weekend, where someone annoys you and somebody cuts you off and somebody, whatever does, because people are going to be driving crazy, right? This is not patient energy. This is wild, erratic energy. So we're going to be dealing with that this weekend. I kind of plan on hunkering down. I don't know. It's kind of, I've been a little bit like, should I really be out driving, on this weekend, because it's a contentious, energy. So we want to be patient, breathe, okay, and keep our eye on the prize, that bigger prize of, I want to say North Node of the Moon is like, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's not about career. It's about like, how do you want to be as a person and where do you want to go? And all of this is taking place in Taurus. So Taurus, in your chart, you have to know where Taurus is and what your area it's sort of affecting you. And that way you'll know how it's going to affect you on a personal level. But in the big picture, in the general sense, Taurus is things we value. It's our material goods. It is finances. It's a lot of things about it can be our cars and our boats and our planes if we're lucky enough to have those, or, our house is real estate for sure, stocks, different things like that. It is all going to be related to this Taurus stuff. And Uranus is, very erratic. In fact, Uranus definitely, I think, is in sort of the chief of Bitcoin and different types of cryptocurrencies, and we can see what's going on with all that. In fact, I will just mention that we are going to be getting into the Saturn-Uranus square again one more time. It's the last time, I swear. I talked about this all throughout 2021, so if you are a loyal, faithful follower, you've heard me talk about that Saturn-Uranus square time and time and time again in 2021. That's basically the deal. Oh no, KT Wombly said that her friend's house burned today. I'm so sorry. Yeah, this is kind of, I hate to say this. This is like, it could be wildfires. It could be like, we're going to hear a lot about like crazy stuff over the weekend. But getting back into this, I mean, so when we're getting into the Saturn-Uranus square, it's one last time. We had a little bit of a break, okay, since most of the year has been in kind of a, I don't want to say a break, but Saturn-Uranus square kind of started to move apart. All last year, they kept hitting 3 times. They formed the square, boom, boom, boom. And one last time, they're going to be getting close and being in a square pattern again. The peak of that is going to be in October. But because Saturn and Uranus are so far out and they're such like long, slow-moving planets, we're feeling it right now. We're already starting to feel that Saturn-Uranus square getting activated again. And if you guys remember me saying this, Saturn-Uranus cycles are notorious for recessions and depressions, for the backlogging of goods, material goods. Think about Taurus, material goods, okay? What happened all in 2021? Material goods went MIA. Like, where's the baby formula? Where's the toilet paper? We don't know, I mean, all this stuff, okay? Remember the ships were off of the ports on the West Coast and things, and I think some of that's starting to clear up a little bit, but we might see a resurgence of that coming this fall. And so it's good to be aware of. Yeah, I mean, all this stuff is pretty stressful. So when we have the Saturn-Uranus square getting added to this fall, I want you guys to know that, because, it can help with financial investments and different things, though I heard that the stock market might be on sale right now. Because everything's marked down bargain prices, okay, in the stock market. It's a good way of looking at it. It's not crashing, it's on sale. So there's that. But that's basically what the deal is. Now, a lot of that was kind of contentious, and keep your eye on the prize, keep your eye on the big picture. And if you have any kind of detours or changes or things that are like unexpectedly going wonky and haywire and whatever over this weekend, and even this week, we were, like I said, the last few weeks we've been feeling this energy, but it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Sunday into Monday is the peak of it. We want to basically keep our eye on the prize. What's the big picture? Where are you headed in life? Where are you going to go? I mean, the North Node of the Moon is telling you what is your destiny right now. What's your focus supposed to be in life right now? And when we think of destiny, I don't want to say hate. I don't like using the word destiny to describe the North Node of the Moon, only because I think when we hear the word destiny, we think of like Ponce de Leon or something, like dragons and I don't know, conquering lands, and I don't know, sailing the seas and all that. Destiny could be that, you know, right now, your destiny could be to volunteer your time. Your destiny could be in your career area. Your destiny could be in your area of home and family, or even in your health and taking good care of your own health. It depends where Taurus is in your chart, but, you know, and I did a bigger video. It's on my YouTube channel. If you have an interest in the North Node of the Moon and what does that even mean, and what is the North Node of the Moon about, you have to go snoop around on my YouTube channel. But I have a YouTube video about the North Node and the South Node of the Moon in Taurus, and that gives you a bigger picture of what the North Node of the Moon is about if you have an interest in the topic. But you know, it's important to know, because it's kind of like what you're meant to do right now. We all have a North Node of our Moon in our chart permanently, full time, and so that really tells you where your energy and where your effort in this life is going to be going towards, okay? And then we have the transiting North Node of the Moon, which tells us for now where our energy is supposed to go, at least for 18 months or so, because that's North Node of the Moon is in each sign for about 18 months. So right now it's in Taurus, and so and it's getting a little extra supercharging from Uranus and from Mars. Now, is it all bad news? No. And you know I like to save some good news for the end, because I feel like sometimes we just need some good news. Wendy Martin said North Node of the Moon is in her 5th house. Yeah, so 5th house is the area of love, children, but also creativity. Think of the highest form of creation, right? You create a human life as probably the highest form of creation, but creativity is also, you have a lot of creations, Wendy. I happen to know that. You know, Wendy is a fabulous, if you guys should look Wendy up on Facebook here, because she really makes some amazing creations, but she makes earrings and purses and wallets and all kinds of things. But that's basically one of those things that 5th house, so that's where your destiny is right now, but that's also right now where your shakeup is and where you're supposed to make changes, Wendy, right? So Uranus is wanting us to make changes, and Mars is giving us the energy and the drive and the ambition to make the change. So yay. So in the 5th house, that's basically what the deal is. 5th house, people say it's it's the house of love, but there is a separate house for marriage and long-term commitment. In astrology, love and commitment are two separate areas. And if you think about when astrology was kind of first developed over 2,000 years ago, it's one of those things that definitely they looked at marriage as a contract. It wasn't like you didn't get married for love. That's only been in the last 150 years or so. So yeah, Wendy, if I were you, and if I don't know if you're single right now or whatever, but you could find love in an unexpected place this weekend. That could be a kind of a fun thing for you, having Taurus in the 5th house. If anybody else knows what house their Taurus is in, let me know, and I can tell you how it'll be for you. But let's get to good news. So good news is Tuesday. All right, so like I just said, July 31st, 2022, Uranus and the North Node of the Moon are coming into a conjunction, and the very next day, on Monday, August 1st, Mars and Uranus are coming into a conjunction, so all three are going to be in a conjunction. And then the next day, on August 2nd, and when I'm talking about these dates and these times, that's the very super peak. But remember, it's all happening right now as I'm recording this video. The next day, on Tuesday, both Uranus and Mars are going to form a beautiful, lovely sextile with Venus in Cancer. So now we're bringing in another sign that's going to be affected by all this, and it's the astrological sign of Cancer. Now, Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, okay, is going to be helping out to soften some of these rough boys that are in the astrological lineup here, because Uranus and Mars can be tough cookies. So when you have Venus coming in, she's going to soften some of the energy here, bring in a little love and a little romance. And like I was just saying to Wendy, you know, you have you might have some love in some unexpected places. I will say this, any love interest that starts over this weekend for you, I'm talking new love interest. With Uranus, it's probably going to be a fling. Because remember, Uranus is sudden beginnings, but also sudden endings. It's left turns and right turns. It's somebody else put zigging and zagging through the disruption of events, right? So with Uranus kind of taking place, Uranus can be erratic. It's not known for having you know, if you're looking for a long-term solid commitment, have a plan, blah, 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 you're looking at Saturn. You know, Saturn's more of a commitment kind of guy. Uranus is more about, let's have a fling, let's have a summer tryst, okay? Let's Netflix and chill and you know, whatever, have friends with benefits. That's a very Uranus kind of energy if you're looking for love. And for sure, if you're looking for romance or looking for financial stuff, this is the time to play it safe. With Uranus and all this Mars stuff, we're going to see the stock market going up, down, all around. The Feds raised the rates this week, all that kind of stuff. It's going to make it more erratic than it's even been. So we want to kind of watch, you know, that. Though, like I said, stock market is on sale right now, so yay. Oh, Monica, so Taurus is in her 9th house. So 9th house, Monica, for you, for sure could be travel. 9th house is a very interesting house where it's a lot of different things, and I actually have a lot of planets in my 9th house. It's travel, it's higher education, it's learning, it's academia. It's definitely high-minded, you know, it's an interest in a lot of different topics, as you can tell. I'm like that too, interest in a lot of different topics, but it's definitely travel. It can be publishing, advertising, let me think of other things. Oh, and religion too. All of that stuff is in the 9th house. The 9th house, this is not as popular, okay, of a topic, but 9th house often, some astrologers talk about that being the area of second or third marriages is the 9th house. So it's not really a romantic house, but it's I don't know. I kind of like the 9th house, obviously, because I'm a 9th house person. Oh, and Lori said Taurus is in her 4th house of home and family, home and family, home and family, home and family. So Lori, you're in a bigger cycle, you know, and all of these too. You have to remember, even though it's being activated right now, if you have Uranus transiting through these houses, this is a long cycle. Uranus is in each area roughly about 6 years or so. So it's like a long thing. And during this time, Lori, you will probably move or change homes, buy or sell a home. Remember, Uranus has been there since 2018. Or I've seen some people just sell their home and move into an RV and take off, or live in a tiny home or do van life or some kind of thing. When Uranus is in the 4th house, in other words, it makes it really wants us to be free, be independent, to be, you know, wild and zany and carefree and doing all our things. Uranus is the great disruptor. I mean, you know, they call it the Great Awakener. So we can awaken, you know, to wherever Uranus is in our life. And maybe this will help us to awaken, okay, to the North Node of the Moon. What is our destiny? Where are we going to be? What are we going to do? It's very restless energy, you know. So Lori, especially with you, it's very restless, Uranus in the 4th house of home and family, and that's disruption in that family area, especially with Mars being there. You got to watch, don't leave candles burning unattended this weekend. I'm just telling you, in your home. You got to watch that with Uranus happening and Mars too, you know, happening. All right, so I'm going to just to recap. So we have those 3 planets, and then really 4. Okay, because we're gonna throw Venus into the mix here. We have the North Node of the Moon, we have Mars, we have Uranus, all 3 forming a conjunction over the next few days in the astrological sign of Taurus. It's going to be specifically 18 degrees Taurus, and then we have them forming a positive sextile, which is sextiles in astrology usually bring opportunity. that needs some action on your end to bring it to fruition, to make it grow. It's almost like a little seed that you get as a baby, and it's like, okay, I'm going to make this grow. So with the goddess of love and beauty giving us a little baby seed here, and also highlighting that, it means that there might be some really wonky, crazy energy. Takes you left turn, makes you right turn, takes you around in a circle. And then Venus is there going, but there's a blessing or a gift being hidden in all of this as well. So I hope people don't go lose their minds and go too crazy with all this energy, especially over the weekend, like I said, because it can bring up, people get wonky when this stuff, when these bigger things happen. And I'm sorry to say, but when you're mentally ill or if somebody has an addiction, it can make really people go a little wonky, because we have a soft pillow to land on. After this is, we get over the peak of those harsher ones, we have a soft pillow, which is Venus in Cancer. And Cancer, is all about home and family and good cooked meals, okay, and comfort and just being very motherly and nurturing and caretaking and all that stuff. So it's almost like we have to soothe our nerves. This might be also a time where it's hard to sleep. We're wired but tired, like where Uranus is kind of having us be all jittery, and it can increase anxiety, palpitations, it can increase seizure activity, migraine, headaches, all this kind of stuff is very Uranus. Taurus is the neck area. I'm going to somehow watch our necks, we're careful with our neck. It can exacerbate neck pain and things like that. Mars is always inflammation, so we got to watch all that. And then we have that lovely Venus after this is done to kind of like go soothe your soul, snuggle with your pets or a teddy bear or your partner or some kind of a thing, and make love, not war, like that kind of thing. Yes, Laura said wired but tired, yeah. Important meeting coming up on Monday. Any thoughts for you? No, it is your birthday, so I'm going to pull a card for you because I know on Instagram here, I know that it's her birthday, and yeah, she has an important meeting. So what do you need to know about your meeting on Monday? What's the most important thing for you to know? Oh, that's nice. You have someone from heaven looking down upon you, Noel, and giving you blessings. She got hello from heaven. That is a deceased loved one, a guide, a guardian. Archangel Azrael. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. And in reference to your meeting on Monday, I do feel that you're going to get heavenly help, okay? Help from your spirit guides, your guardians, and or a deceased loved one that crossed over for you and is trying to help you and support you. I do feel it's a mother or a grandmother. It feels like a woman, and I am seeing her like almost in traditional sort of outfit. I don't know what the name of that the outfit is that I'm seeing her in, and I apologize. But she looks like she is kind of coming in. She's very short. I'm 5'8", so I always see people in reference to my height, and I feel her being very short. And she is a shorter woman. She does wear her hair back, kind of very tightly pulled to her head. And I do feel that she is with you, okay? And she's referencing a lot of different types of cuisine and dishes, and I think she was a cook, that she used to like to make a lot of different homemade dishes. Oh, you said you know who it is, okay? Oh, don't cry. She said she's gonna cry. She's 4'9". She's little. She's very little. And so this woman is there with you, and she's going to be helping you. She's with you to celebrate your birthday, but also to be present with you in your meeting. Okay, just to let you know. And she was, she's with you. Let me just see. Yeah, she really wants to nurture you. She's literally like, if you can see, all the angels are holding a little baby. She wants to like nurture you and care for you and love you. And it's also a reminder to nurture yourself as well. As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important right now, but I asked this person what they wanted you to know, and they're with you. See how the angels are holding the baby? That's what this person is doing for you, Null, is holding you, okay, and telling you that it will be okay. And so that's a beautiful card for you. So I'm going to pull a card because I'm not going to stay on too long tonight, because I am, this week, oh my God, this week was, I was doing so many sessions. It was a lot of sessions this week, a lot of 911 emergency sessions. So it's about time for me to wrap up. But I'm going to pull a card. What do we all need to know about the download of energy? And by the way, with Taurus, one of the best things we can do is get outside, get our feet in the ground, hug a tree, do gardening. You know, just be careful with the weed whacker and the equipment, okay? Because Mars, you know, can be so be careful of that. But just do some gentle, be real gentle with yourself. Yeah, be gentle, be gentle, be gentle. All right, so, and anything that happens right now is the nodes of the moon are the karmic nodes. They're the sort of destiny, fated, you know, all those types of words are associated. So what do we need to know about this time, this weekend, as a collective card? Okay, counselor. Yeah, so if you are bummed out, okay, you might need a trusted friend to talk to, a counselor, a reader, somebody that can help you, or you might have someone else call you this weekend, and you might be that for somebody else, okay? Archangel Azrael. It's interesting, we have a couple Azrael cards here. You are a natural counselor. Many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. I feel like my angels kind of maybe gave me this card, but I do feel that people are struggling right now. In general, I just, like I said, I got a lot of 911 emergency cards, or emergency calls, and people are struggling a little bit. Okay, they really are. So be gentle, have compassion, and be gentle with loved ones in your life. If the kiddos are being a little crazy, if, you know, your grandkids are being a little crazy, if the pets are being a little naughty and a little erratic and kind of, you know, and even our loved ones, like our spouses and our friends and things, you know, it's just the energy right now. Even coworkers, you know, next week it's still going to be active. All this stuff is still going to be active. Though, like I said, on Tuesday we'll get more. We'll have a stronger element of that Venus stuff going on Tuesday, and that'll be very luscious and wonderful. So, if you all played the Mega Millions, I wish you. Hopefully, you all are one of the people that are going to win. And be very blessed with abundance and wonderfulness. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, weekend, and if you found this video to be helpful, please go ahead, like and share, and like I said, if you're on my YouTube channel, go ahead over and find that video of the North Node of the Moon if you want to know more information. I recorded it earlier this year, so hopefully that'll help all of you. Anyway, lots of blessings, lots of love. Stay grounded, and bye for now.